Alrighty, good evening. Thank you so much for coming out on this beautiful Tuesday night. Makes me really excited for summer, but we do have a few more performances before we get to that point. So this is our last 5th grade concert this year. For an audience like this, they actually do have one more performance during their Great Americans Assembly. They're going to play the national anthem, but this is our last moment featuring just us. So we're going to go ahead and actually start our performance with the national anthem. So if we could please go ahead and please stand. All right, so hopefully even at this point you're like, wow, from February to now, they have learned many more notes, many more rhythms. We've learned a lot more musical terms that I'll talk about as we go. But this next song we're transitioning to is a march. It's called Olympic March. And this one I really enjoyed. It was their first, I should actually back up a step. Every song we're playing tonight is a full band song, meaning none of it is in their book. We have progressed to music outside of their book that they are capable of. On our February concert, we played 2 or 3 songs that were short, not in the book, but this time it's all full-length music. And the program was sent out in an email this afternoon that you can reference now or later, as well as the live stream link, which can be viewed even after the concert is done. So this is Olympic March, and this song was in 2/4 time, which was a new key signature time signature for us for a full band song. It also had some new notes. It had some new rhythms called a dotted quarter note. Towards the end of the song, you'll hear our trumpets. They do a little fanfare, which involved some 16th notes. And we had some ties in this song with new rhythms that we hadn't had before. So I was really proud of them with the work that they have put into Olympic March. And it looks like percussion's about set, so we'll go ahead and get ready. Alrighty, this next song you're going to hear tonight, I'm really, really proud of them. This is probably the most difficult song I gave them to try this spring. Music has different grade levels, like grade half, 1, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. So in our February concert, we were playing like grade half. And on this concert, we're playing pretty much all grade 1. And then this is a 1.5. So there's some new concept in here. In other songs where we have maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 things going on, this song we have like 3, 4, 5 different things happening at once. And it requires a lot of individual practice and accountability. They can't depend on other instruments to help carry them along, because there are times each section is doing their own thing. So this is definitely a big push. Every time I would say we're going to rehearse this, I would hear groans, and then like last week I started hearing like, oh, I love this song, this is my favorite. So as they realize like, oh, I am capable of hard things, they start to like some of those things. So this is Music for a Night Sky, and it looks like we're ready. Alrighty, at this point, I want to go ahead and do some band karate recognitions. We've done this on our other concerts as well, and you've gotten many emails from me about band karate or in the newsletter, or maybe you heard your student talking about, oh, I have to meet my orange belt benchmark, and that ultimate orange belt benchmark is by next Friday to continue on with band next year. But we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to go all the way through the belts that have been earned so far. So at this point, Be careful with your stands. I know your clips are set, so make sure your stands don't fall over. But if you've earned your white belt, go ahead and stand. Yeah, go ahead and give them a round of applause. If you've earned your yellow belt, stay standing. If you've earned your orange belt, stay standing. So that is the requirement for this year. If you've earned your blue belt, which is a 6th grade requirement. If you've earned your green belt, we've got one man standing, one woman standing on their green belt, and they actually also just earned their brown belt this week as well. So yeah, go ahead and give her a round of applause, and everybody a round of applause again for their progress this year with 6th grade band. And then the other thing I just wanted to mention real quick as well, in the program that was emailed out and that Mr. Boswell mentioned, within that program there's a couple other flyers of information. We are still looking for volunteers for the Music in the Parks event this weekend. So there's sign up here. We also have it linked in the program in your emails. And then there's also a flyer about some music camp opportunities. And then the last really important thing in the flyer is talking about our summer music band days at the end of July into August. And Mr. Eikenberry sent an email about that last week. But those are required rehearsals. We do a concert. We understand, like, if your family is out of town, if there's a conflict, but please let us know that, because we will call after that first rehearsal. So if we're able to not call you while you're on vacation to wonder where your child is, I'm sure that would be appreciated. But it is a really fun event. We do like an hour-and-a-half rehearsal. There's last week of July, first week of August, and then on August, I believe it's 7th this year, it's a Thursday. We do a combined concert with the 7th and 8th grade band at the Viking Band Shell across from Viking Middle School, and it's a really fun evening. At that point, we consider them 6th graders, so they do their own concert performance, and the 7th and 8th graders perform, and we have some food trucks out there. We have some an ice cream truck, and it's just a really fun evening that kind of gets us back into the school mode. It gets them back on their instruments. And it's kind of a nice way to celebrate the end of summer before we get back into school. So there is a flyer with all that information in the program, as well as Mr. Eikenberry's email that you can search for more information on that. But please just have that on your radar heading into the summer. All right, I'm sure they're ready at this point. This next song is Northridge Overture. An overture is a style of song, and typically there's slow sections or fast sections. They can sometimes be in different order. And for our case, we have the slow section first. It might sound like the song ends, but it doesn't end. It's a very short pause, and then we go into the faster section. And into that faster section, there's moments where there's percussion by themselves, woodwinds by themselves, and our brass by themselves, and then they combine at the end. And this piece I really liked. We had some dynamics we worked on, some new articulations that we worked on. So here is Northridge Overture. All right, before we go into our last song, we do have some awards to pass out this year. Before I get to those awards, I really do want to just acknowledge every student sitting up here. Back in September, they started knowing nothing on their instruments, how to make a sound, how to move their hands or their fingers, how to maybe correlate that with their music that they're reading and what to do with their hands. So before I even get to awards, I just really want to acknowledge all of you sitting here, fifth graders, for the work you put in this year and for trying something new and taking advantage of a new opportunity you had. So we had a little over 90 students start band, and so these are just students that have stuck out that, not just to me, but Mr. Eichenberry and Mr. Basel, we kind of went through this list together for these different awards. So the first award that I would like to pass out is our Leadership Award. And we have a couple recipients of this. We have Sophia Torres, and we have Beckett Armour as well with our Leadership Award for band. The next award, it's the Most Spirited Award, and at both schools, band is their first class of the day. So at River Trail, they walk in at 7:35, and like whether they want to or not, like they have to fake being awake and make sounds on their instrument. And Prairie Trail, same thing, 8:30. It's still early for them. And some of these kids just walk in like every morning. Hey, Miss West, like you would never guess, like you think they've been up for hours already, and maybe some of them have, but that spirit that early in the morning and that energy, not just to me, but just to their peers as well in participating in class is super appreciated. So our Most Spirited Awards go to Amelia Money and Soham Hubeng. Soham? There we go, yep. All right, this next award is our Director's Award. And the Director's Award, there's a few of these. Not only just how they have progressed this year, but again, they're always doing what doesn't need to be asked, whether it is getting ready for class, whether they're always getting to lessons or helping their peers get to lessons, or they're being like kind of leaders within their section of helping out. Sorry, and so these awards, we have Kaylin, we have Malia, and we have Nico and Nicolette for our Director's Awards. All right, our next award is for musical excellence. And so again, these are students who, by a certain period, like they had just gotten their orange belt, blue belt so far ahead with how they were performing in class and really putting in the individual work to be successful and to do more than what was expected of them. So we have Emma Wilson, we have Sarah Flores, Hannah Sackman, and Olivia Wilson. And Olivia, oh, sorry, there's a couple more. We have Axel also with the musical excellence. And then this last award is Outstanding Musician. And like I said, even at the beginning of the year, there has to be some motivation internally for them to want to succeed and do well. And this award kind of encompasses every other award that has been given out. All into one. So we have Josephine, we have Jasmine, we have John, Josh, and Miguel for our Outstanding Musicians. So that is it for awards. Again, everyone, great job this year, regardless, with even just trying something new. And make sure those awards go in your binders so the stand does not blow them away and we're looking for them under cars after our last song, okay? All right. Our last song this evening is called Intensity, and this was the first song I gave them after our last concert, and I got some crazy looks, especially from the clarinets. The clarinets probably learned about 8 or 9 new notes after our last concert, maybe even 10, where the other instruments learned new notes, but they weren't doubling the number of notes they learned. These were some high notes. I was getting some crazy looks from them of I can't do this, and now they are doing it very well. This was our faster song that we had learned, and we also had a chance to really work on dynamics in this song. So here is Intensity. All right, again, thank you so much for coming out tonight, families. Thank you for supporting your students in their first year of band, and hopefully throughout middle school as well. We do have just a little bit of pickup to do. The chairs we're going to bring over to the rack over there, and then 5th graders, if we can get our stands racked back up, please, on the racks, and then percussion, we've got a few instruments to move as well. So if you could please just give them a few minutes to get things wrapped up. Thanks again for coming out tonight.